Activate your Heka and be free forever. Just like this guy here. So I was trying to look for a picture which kind of like really embodied freedom and magic and all of the above. And I kind of think that like this looks like that. Do you not think so? Well, I know that every morning when I do meditation, this is what it looks like. You know what I mean? For real. So this is what this video is all about. Like Heka. Okay, so Heka is magic and medicine, right? Magic and medicine. It's like that is your alchemical power. I just want to remind each and every one of us as to what our birthright is, what your innate abilities are. And that number one is that you are a conscious creator. We are all creative beings, right? And we've always had access to the magic, which is the manifestation power, which is all to do with alchemy. Because if you think about it, it's just one very, very cool chemistry project where we basically add three elements and they all come online and it creates something magical and amazing. And before you know it, we've got chaos in frequency, and that chaos energy is divine feminine. And then it gets ramped up because we're manipulating the energy in a very powerful way. And then we're creating something in physical form, which is just like amazing. And that's our abilities of being able to do that, because we're tapped into the as above, so below, so within, so without. And you know, and that's the amazing thing about it. But I just want to bring back that word manipulation. Now, usually when you say that word, straight away somebody will think in the shadow, in the negative, oh, manipulating, meaning coercing, placing things in people's minds, you know, making people do things that they don't want to do to get the better out of them for themselves. That is manipulation. But also manipulation means like moving it around a bit and playing with it and changing its frequency, its shape, to basically create and make something magical and amazing. Two very different experiences, right? But the same word, right? So I'm always going on about the Heka Codes. So the Heka Codes is a mentorship that I run, which is one-on-ones and group mentorships, two very different experiences, but for the same thing. When you go into the group collective, obviously it's very, very powerful in a different way because you're in a collective. And when you're on one-on-one, it's more of a specific personal experience where you have an idea, or maybe you are the idea. You want to bring that into being, and you want to remember, re-establish, and reactivate, and maybe even reconfigure your tablet of light, your blueprint, to full access into remembering on how to work with these alchemical powers. And I'm the one to help you remember that by entering you into the Heka Codes experience. So the Heka Codes is a power of three. So it's Seer, the god of perception. That's the first experience. The second experience that you move into is Hu. Hu is the god of utterance, of the spoken word. He breathes life into being. So everything is about speaking it into being. And it's an authoritative thing because you're starting to bring Hu, the divine, into the physical, which is the Great Pyramid, right? Okay, in this picture, and it's the physical. So Hu man, or Hugh woman, you know, a human. So that's basically what it is, as above, so below, right? And then when you get to Heka, then you probably build something like this, the pyramids, full manifestation, full physical creation of something that has come from your highest desire, heart's desire, because you had the vision, because you took it through those two-stage processes, and then you manifest it, and that's Heka. That is the magic and medicine, right? Now, magic has also been something, when you say to somebody, you just think, you're Harry Potter. It's something that's so far away from you, but that's absolute like nonsense, because magic happens every single day. But magic is something that you make. Okay, magic is something you make. You can't just sit there and expect it to happen. You've got to pitch up to the party and access and activate that formula. Intention plus action equals creation. That is the alchemy formula, right? But because we kind of have been told and been made to believe that magic is like up there with miracles, they barely happen, and only if you're lucky, eye roll, and maybe I'll watch it in a fantasy movie. No, that's what they wanted us to believe. But now that disempowers us. And I want to talk about that manipulation word. That's why I went into quite an in-depth detail about manipulation versus manipulation, because what's actually happened here over the millennia, okay, is that the elites, the power above, whatever you want to call them, those guys, okay, versus the little people, the peasants, all right? There's always been this kind of like imbalance, okay, because they're basically the ones that have held the power. So they're still working with magic, but they cut it off from us, because the powers that basically the authoritives, let's say the authoritives that is kind of sitting in power now, but they were back then as well, they are the ones that use magic for their own wealth, their own greed, their own, power. They want to control. They want to control. So the way, how do you control another is to basically cut them off from their magic, okay? Make sure that they don't have it. You've got the magic, and then you work with it in the way that you want to work with it. They're still working with alchemy. They're still working with magic. They have just a different intention, right? So magic is, it doesn't look at you and doesn't discriminate. Magic is magic. It's still a frequency, but are you working with it for the greater good or not? And unfortunately, even back to the times where Atlantis fell through basically dark interference, and then of course we built, or Thoth built Egypt, and we kind of like went up to the highest level, and it's all wonderful, amazing. Now the star beings came and helped and built these pyramids, so everyone could benefit from this free Wi-Fi, free energy, all of this frequency, and all of this power and magic, and Heka was to be accessed by all of us. But then soon enough, the elites hijacked the Great Pyramids, which are like med beds, portals, and everything like that. They took the power for themselves, and they pushed us people out, the poor people, whatever, the poor relatives out. And they said, no, not for you, just for us. So when we sit here and we look at our current situation and go, oh, look at the world, isn't it just a mess? It's been like that for millennia, but this is where the good points come in now. So now I just wanted to do that as a bit of a backstory, because I don't spend too much time in there, because everything is just, you can change your reality in a heartbeat. You can activate your Heka whenever you're ready to, because it's just about your power of perception. So if you have been told time and time again that there are no miracles and that magic is just something that is just a Harry Potter movie, then of course what you believe is hard work, 12 hours a day, being paid for nothing, strife, lack, limitation, and you live and die in this body, and then that's it, and that's all. So if you've been told that, that's very convenient for them, because you stay controlled, you stay disempowered, you don't get you don't get unruly, you're not a free thinker, you're just easy and pliable to kind of like manipulate, so you can actually feed into somebody else's pockets, right? That's how it's always been, because we were cut off from this power. But now Atlantis, full circle, coming into the golden age of Atlantis, kind of like Aquarian age. What's happening is all of us people, all of us beings are now remembering that we are indeed Heka, that we did always have it. It's just the power of belief, which is what we've been told, that there is no magic, not for us anyway. That's basically made us create this reality that you see around us. But now we're kind of waking up and going, hang on a minute, like, wait a minute, like, I know that there's something else going on here, and we're going through massive activations, big expansions. There's just this huge mass awakening in consciousness, not for everybody, but for a lot of us. And all of a sudden we've just sprung into our power, and we're starting to remember things. Tingles are coming back into the fingers. The Heka's coming back in to the palms, where we can just, do that. And we're getting excited about it. So what happens is there's a reclamation of power. Because what needed to happen, first of all, in the big shift, is there needed to be an acceptance of core power, okay? So you needed, first of all, to accept that there could possibly, probably, most likely be that you are a little bit more powerful than just this physical body that you've told that's all you're at. You start to look at things and go, well, okay, something up with this, because like, I'm just constantly poor, constantly pissed off, constantly unhappy, no joy. What's up with this? You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden self-realization comes in. So then you start to think that, yeah, actually I'm a bit more than this. So that's acceptance of core power. Then we move into proclaim power, proclamation of power, like Sekhmet does, roars at the sun, proclaims her power. Yeah. And then that's when the alchemical memory of how to manipulate energy and frequency, because now you're starting to believe something different. So your whole reality starts to change, and you start to awaken. It's like the bear coming out of the cave. You're shaking your fur off, and you're just like, woo, okay, I'm ready for life. What's going on? Do you know what I mean? And that's what's happening, which is why lots of us are spurring into transformational travel. We're waking up and we're not working for somebody else anymore. We're going to do our own entrepreneurial thing. Do you know what I mean? And things are starting to change. And whether you've actioned it or not, it matters not. You have awoken. If you're watching this video, you've awoken, period. It's just a matter of time until you get all the other faculties online. So now this video is all about like understanding why the Heka codes that I offer, yeah, of course, it can actually bring your business idea into next level stuff. It can activate your blueprint and unlock all of your gifts and abilities so you can use them in this wonderful life. It can actually activate just a better way of living. But let's talk about the bigger picture as to why it's really important for you to activate your magic and medicine, your Heka. Over and beyond that is because You claim your power on the bigger picture. And we go all the way back to those timelines to Atlantis when it was basically fell from our fingers. We claimed it back for a little bit when Egypt was built and it was all love and light. And then we lost it again. And then we spent the rest of the time in the dark ages, right? And this all just boils down is because you forgot that you were a creator being. This is the most natural, innate ability that you have. Like, you know, like breathing. It's part of you. It's not something you need to go and learn workshop after workshop after workshop. You just need to enter into working with the formula, which will start to awaken those ancient memories of wisdom when you did it back in the temples. That's all. That's it. It's that easy. And that's why I create the Heka Codes, because it's a one-stop jolt. Wake up. Remember, and how you work with Heka will be different than how I work with Heka. And that's just a beautiful thing. Same with the Tablets of Light Tour. Go to the Tablets of Light Tour with me and we go and activate our Heka in the temples. We remember, remember, remember. And what happens then is you reclaim your power that was basically given away because nobody takes it from you. It's given away all the way back then. So it's like so much bigger than just having an idea and birthing it. That's a given. That will happen anyway. But to bring your whole understanding of what it is to be a Heka being in physical form, and as to why it's so important to activate that, because you reverse, or rather balance up karmic wise, everything that happened back then to the now time for your children. If you don't have children, for your animals, for the world, for me, for you, because we're one. It's so important on the bigger picture that you hear the call to action to the Heka Codes or Tablets of Light Tour because to get this done. This isn't just your average offering. So that is the mission. That is the mission. To know thyself was to remember thyself. And so think about this. If you knew that you had the power and the gifts and abilities to manifest anything that you wanted in this now moment, and you had the map and compass to do so, how differently would you be living now? If you knew that you actioned that project or you moved to that country or you did anything you want and you knew that you were always going to be all right and you're never going to fail because you're supported, how differently would you live right now? It's big. It's powerful. And that is why these levels of teachings have come through me, not out of me, because I don't own anything. It flows like that. These levels of teachers come through me at this particular critical timeline, because now is the time to become. So if you're ready for that, and you're ready to join me in the movement, which is exactly what I call it, because like I am calling others to action now. I'm like, come and join me. It is really important that you come and remember yourself through Heka, through the temples. And then once that's done, because it's a one-stop shop, you can go off and do your own version with others. And then we all stand. I mean, at the moment we're an island, but now we're going to be just the surface of the world just now if we do this. So this really is a call to action beyond any other. 2024 opens the door. Tablets of Light Tour. And I'm now rhyming like I'm going into a hip hop battle. Do you know what I mean? So there, my dears, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there. So, you know, now if you want to talk about this in depth, of course, there's a no-cost Zoom call to chat about this and to help you enter into the portal of all of this that I'm talking about. But if you want to come and see me in person, Conscious Life Expo, 9th to the 12th of February. The link that I'm going to share with you is actually, there's a booking link for you to book your slot to come and see me. No cost, just come and hang out. Let's chat. Let's talk about your pull to Egypt and let's unpack it and get it popping. I am sharing with my friend Ma, who has actually got this wonderful store, and she invited me in. She's got products and things like that she sells in her shop. But more importantly, she does past life readings. She does tarot readings. And she does aura cleansers and everything like that. So what a good vibe to actually maybe come and have a session with Ma before or after you've spoken to me and really unpack your Egypt experience. And then all we've got to do then is just go to Egypt, job done, or jump on the Heka Codes course, whatever. So that's a very in physical portal, which I'm so excited about because I'm coming to California. I cannot wait. I'll also put the Expo link in as well, so you can have a look at that as well. So yeah, Tablets of Light Tour, 9th to the 19th. Heka Codes coming in March. But most importantly, Marie's going to be at the Expo in February. Come see me. And one of those days on February the 11th, just saying, my birthday. So why not come and have a session with me on my birthday? I'll probably be particularly good on that day. Anyway, thank you for watching. And just take a moment to just tap into this. And Just to add to this, if you would like to embellish your experience of this video, there is a video on my YouTube. If you're watching from YouTube, go to this. It's the reunion, Starseed reunion or something. It's got this very picture on the front. What a great way to drift out of this video and then dive into this meditation, one that I've recorded. And I'm sure you're going to have a real feeling of coming home. And then once you're home, come and see me because I'm home. Love and light, y'all. Peace.